So remember, leading indicators are always going to be about something that has not happened. Lagging indicators are always going to be inferences you will draw based on what's already happened. For example, your lifestyle, your personal lifestyle is a lagging indicator of all the choices you make every day, right? If you're making good choices every day, financial choices, monetary choices, health choices, whatever choices, if you're making those good choices every day, you have a good lifestyle. If you're making crappy choices, you have a crappy lifestyle. So always remember that lagging indicator is going to be based on what's already happened. The leading indicator is you hoping that something will happen because of what you're doing. That means the amount of investment you make is a leading indicator. The output you get is a lagging indicator of that, right? Some really good examples for specific leading indicators and lagging indicators from a velocity, capacity standpoint, or whether you use points or time and things like that would be this website, Agility Health Radar. It's a really good website to make a list of different parameters that you can consider for improving your agile maturity. And you can get some information on leading and lagging. Go to Agility Health Radar. They have a whole bunch of different radars of how you can measure the maturity of teams. But basically, it's going to be some sort of a parameterization around people, process, technology, infrastructure. How are you getting not just predictable, but how are you getting better at doing certain things? So you have to be able to put data against it. That website that I just gave you is the data point. It has like a few thousand different data points available. You can create your own maturity model from that, right? If you go to like a Scrum or an Agile training class, ask your instructor for an Agile maturity model. They should be able to give you a sample model, or at least based on their own knowledge and experience, they should be able to rattle off their Agile maturity models. For those of you who are in the audience right now who have come through my classes, you would remember that in my workbook, I used to give you an Agile maturity model, right? So that's the sort of thing that you want to get. And the reference for that is that website that I just gave everybody. So even if you didn't come to my class, go to that website. You can get a lot of information there. Yes, I have, and you can use it. It's no different than any other agile tool. It's all the same. At the end of the day, they're just basically fancy versions of Microsoft Excel. It's a way of bucketing work. It's a way of creating a report or a pivot table on top of it and be able to retrieve views from it. So it's no different. If you do one, you've done all of them. Go to YouTube, look at any one of these tools. They give you a basic look and feel of what it is to put stuff in a bucket of work, how you can create predecessor, successor dependencies, how you can manage, different backlogs, how you can create reports, scanned reports, customized reports. All that stuff is available online for free these days. So you can look up a lot of information. It's not a bad tool, I'd say. It's got some good stuff in it. Complexity, which is uncertainty of the work. The volume of the work, which is the batch size. Market conditions, which means some customers want daily updates, some want weekly updates, some want monthly updates. That will dictate how long you want to be left alone, right? And then it could be any other considerations from a scope, cost, or time perspective. If you've got these basic parameters in place and you're thinking through them, then you can decide how long you want the sprint to be or how short you want it to be. Team skill level, how that time box is calculated during a sprint. Yeah, those are the factors that you want to consider when you're thinking about the duration of the sprint. Like, there's not going to be a mathematical formula, I guess. The point is, sit down with your team and think, like, who are we building this stuff for? How long do they want this stuff to be available? Like, is it 1 week? Is it 1 month? Is it 2 weeks, 3 weeks? Talk to them, right? This is the anecdotal feedback you will get. Think about the size of the team. How big is the team? Which means how many hops will the data have to go through before we can all push something out? It's like running a relay race. The relay team, how the size of the team will determine how many legs you can run, right? So it's those kinds of things you want to consider. Ikram, to answer your question, this is going to be planned for once a month. If we get a lot more requests, then we might do it once every couple of weeks. But at this point, it's once a month. I'll most likely do this again next month. If you have questions, the best thing to do would be to reach back out to your point of contact, let them know you're interested. If you have specific questions, send those questions ahead of time so we can track them. And that way, when I show up, I'm ready to answer those questions. All right. Other than that, we're done. If you shared your email address with the Simpliaxis folks, they will send you the chat and they will also send you anything else that was worthy of information sharing.